Typing. You're live.
All right. Are you ready to go live?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go count back from 5 and then click.
Got it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click. Oh, no. Wait, stop it. I hit the wrong button. That was my bad.
Now reset. Reset to zeros. Ready when you are.
Stop doing that, VLC. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
We're good.
the 12th season of the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, live from the great city of Las Vegas. For today, two teams that finished season 11 with identical records and met in the playoffs clash once again to open the curtain on a new year as the Las Vegas Fury host the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Good evening, SFL Nation. I'm your play-by-play commentator Michael Scarillo, joined at the booth for the first time tonight by Steven Mullinax. Steven, welcome to Sin City.
Michael, thank you. Glad to be here. And you know what? I think we got the best game of the Sunday slate here. As you mentioned in the pregame there, these are two teams that last met on the field in the wild card round of the playoffs. Identical 7-5 standings. These two teams went at it. We've got some tremendous stats to share with you and a tremendous game to watch tonight.
Let's go down to the field for the coin toss. The Sioux Falls captain is their running back, Colin Hart. And it looks like the Fury will get the ball first after the coin toss. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. And it looks like we're just about getting set to go here. As the kicker for Las Vegas, Matt Rage, has the ball on the tee. He's got his hand in the air. The whistle goes, and it's game on here in Las Vegas tonight as we kick off the Sunday slate of Week 1 action. As the Sioux Falls Sparrows in their visiting white uniforms and black helmets will start at their own 19-yard line after the return by Riley Porter. And let's go through the Sioux Falls offense first. Quarterback Julian Tyree, running back Colin Hart, wide receivers Sean Harrelson, A.J. Warren, Riley Porter. Tight end is Craig Hearn. And we saw tight ends do some great things earlier in the weekend. Let's see if they continue that tonight. As they start with three backs in the backfield behind Tyree under center. Handoff goes to Colin Hart. He'll go straight up the middle and get 3 yards before he's knocked to the ground.
Well, Colin Hart, what a great rookie season he had last year, Michael. Fourth in rushing yards in the SFL with 1,683 yards on the ground. Second in rushing touchdowns, 20. Just a terrific debut for a guy that was picked in the second round.
And now they'll spread it out 4 wide on second down with only Hart behind Tyree. And it's going to be a delayed handoff to Hart. He's gobbled up to the backfield and he's going backwards. He lost 3 yards on the play back to the 20-yard line as a gaggle of black and yellow jerseys swarmed him down. They were led by Mike Johnson. Fats getting to the backfield early.
Yeah, that's no surprise. The last time these two teams met, Mike Johnson had 10 tackles and an incredible 6.5 sacks.
Now they'll go 5 wide on 3rd and 9. Tyree steps up in the pocket over the middle. What a floater! Right down the middle of the field. First down and more up to the 37-yard line. And a tremendous catch in traffic by Craig Hearn.
And are we seeing maybe, Michael, the season of the tight end here in the SFL? You mentioned it prior. We've seen some production from tight ends we're not used to seeing. Craig Hearn, only 28 receptions last season, 331 yards, no touchdowns. Maybe this is the season for the tight end as Hearn gets on the board early.
1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Flare out to Hart on the near side. He's trying to run around the defender, but he will be run down. Number 94 of Las Vegas. That's Abner St. John, the first-year Fury man, coming over from San Francisco after 2 years as a Shark.
Yeah, and playing at defensive end, now switching over to outside linebacker, 6'2", 275. You usually don't see those kind of guys making the transition to that position at linebacker.
We see the 2nd down and 8 coming up. Tyree, plenty of time over the middle, tipped up in the air, batted around and intercepted. No, it's incomplete. I thought that it was going to be picked off by Thomas Rahman Jr., but it fell to the ground. The rookie with a little bit of butterfingers there in the opening drive.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be picked off as well there, Michael. But as we've seen, you know, if you're playing defense and you can catch the ball, usually you're on the wrong side of the ball. They'll put you on the offensive side early in your career if you can catch.
Second straight 3rd down and long. This time 3rd and 8. Tyree under pressure throws it out there. Caught for a first down up near midfield. Once again, a great 3rd down throw by Julian Tyree, and James makes a great catch and moves the sticks.
Well, I'm not surprised that we're seeing Tyree have a strong beginning of this game. Their previous matchup, 518 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns. A career year for the 7th-year veteran.
They'll stay in the 4-wide formation as Tyree's going deep, and a diving pass attempt by Sean Harrelson is over his hands, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Since we didn't get to it earlier, let's go over the Las Vegas defense. The safeties are Max Jackson and Anthony Wayo. Out on the corner, it's the rookie Thomas Rahman Jr. and Merrick Itera. And the linebacker is Abner St. John, and on the front line is Mike Johnson. And this is a defense, Steven, that I think could definitely be a contender for best in the league. Stacks names up and down this roster as Tyree sets up in the power eye. Here is Colin Hart. He's going to be buried under that strong defensive front for Las Vegas. Loss of 2.
Yeah, and right there to make the tackle, I think the guy that's key to this defense, Michael, Max Jackson, 98 tackles, 9 interceptions, 1 defensive touchdown. Maybe more importantly, a real factor in kickoff returns. First in the league last season with 4 touchdowns on kickoff returns.
That was a safety coming up and making a tackle for loss. Nothing that you usually see. And it's intercepted this time on the near side. Going back the other way when it is Las Vegas to the 25 and down to the 24-yard line. What a play. Las Vegas takes the ball away, and it's Tom Van Allen, 3rd-string corner, making a big play.
Yeah, and I'm blaming this one on Hart. The running back, I think he got in the way of Tyree as Tyree was trying to make a throwing motion and Hart trying to come over and make a block in pass protection. I think he got in his quarterback's way, therefore the errant pass and an easy pickoff there by the role-playing cornerback.
What a play by the Las Vegas defense. Tyree played with fire and he got burned like the lava in the Las Vegas Stadium. High formation on 1st down for the Fury from their own 24-yard line. Here's running right, and there he goes. 1st down and more inside the SFL, presented by APM Music. Red zone for the first time tonight, down to the 13, and there is the former Sioux Falls Sparrow, Robert Redford.
Well, Redford, a powerful running back. We know he's speedy here. If you're going to give him this kind of untouched alleyway to the 1st down marker, it's going to be a long night here for Sioux Falls.
A shot at the end zone on their opening drive for the Fury. Now at the 13-yard line, now 4 wide. Here is Thomas Rahman at the quarterback spot. He'll flare it out near side. That pass is complete. Give 5 yards to John Blades, his first catch of the night. Let's get you through the rest of the Las Vegas offense, pardon me. Quarterback Thomas Rahman, running back Robert Redford, and the wideouts Brett Funk and John Blades. And Steven, this Las Vegas offense leans a lot on a few people to get the job done.
Yeah, they really focused their offense on those core 4 there, and we started to see at the end of last season them starting to come together, and maybe they can continue that here in week 1.
Redford up the middle, he'll pick up a yard, makes it 3rd and 4 from the 7. He was brought to the ground by Alex Parker. Here's the Sioux Falls defense. Safeties A.J. Levy and Jay Ringgold. Corners John Barnhart and Andrew Nyberg. And linebackers Nick Fargo and Alex Parker. And for this Sioux Falls defense to be successful, Parker and Fargo are going to have to lead the way. Most experienced men on this defense. It looked like they set up for a blitz, but they only bring 4. Pass over the middle, caught! Put it on the board. Las Vegas scores the first points of the night.
And once again, it's a tight end making the difference there, Michael.
The tight end is Kurt Kling, and Kurt Kling rings the bell. And the points off of turnovers hurt Sioux Falls as Las Vegas goes into the lead.
Well, let's just talk about the vision of Rahman there. Just really able to stay in the pocket, gets great protection, finds the open receiver, and the guy was there wasn't a defender inside around him. And again, we're seeing the impact of the tight end early in this game. That's exciting.
And remember back to the SFL draft, we had a record number of tight ends taken in the draft. And we may have saw there the beginning of a tactical shift by the coaches in this league to maybe shift more towards tight end sets.
Well, remember, the Fury has elected to invest a lot in their defense. So, and as you mentioned, there's only 4 contracted players on offense. They're going to need to utilize some of those role players more than other offenses do. So there we're seeing it work to perfection.
Kickoff from Matt Rage. Fielded by Riley Porter. Here he comes to the 10, 15, and down at the 26-yard line. So the Sparrows rocking that brand new logo thanks to Matt Doyle Designs. We saw them really lean on Julian Tyree to make some magic happen, and when that magic ran out, you saw what happened. They turned the ball over. What do they need to do differently on this second drive?
Yeah, I'd actually like to see a little bit more Tyree. Honestly, he did so well in their last matchup. That's a weakness that I think they can exploit.
Two receivers each side on 1st and 10. Tyree going to throw down the field. Wide open and breaking away is Sean Harrelson. Can he get the edge? The 15, and down he goes at the Las Vegas 11. You wanted to see more Julian Tyree, Steven. You got it. Big play on 1st down.
Yeah, I mean, look, they hit Tyree and Harrelson had an incredible connection. Harrelson 150 yards and 158 yards, excuse me, and 2 touchdowns their last matchup. Tyree throwing for over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. Don't forget, Tyree had a total of 8 touchdowns all of last season, and then suddenly had 5 in that wild card playoff game. So there's something about Vegas and that secondary that Tyree really likes. And as you can see here, that connection between him and Harrelson has never been stronger. And they're kicking it off here in week 1, showing that they've kept that chemistry through the offseason.
Offset eye. Merrick Itera on that last play got just blown by Sean Harrelson, and Tyree is going to flare it out to Hart. He's at the 10. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to roll into the end zone. Put it on the board. Sioux Falls answers back. 2 plays, 77 yards.
Too easy, Michael. Too easy. I mean, this is a guy in Colin Hart they love to use out of the backfield as a receiver, and you can see why. Once he has the ball in his hands, he's got that head of speed. He's got deceptive size, but a lot of power, able to break the tackle, and then there was just nobody left. So that defender just one-on-one just couldn't make the open field tackle against a guy like Hart, who we've already mentioned had a really strong rookie season, looking like his sophomore season may be better.
Sammy Prefontaine on to attempt the extra point. As this crowd, who was getting loud after the interception and touchdown, is suddenly quiet here in Las Vegas, as we're only about 5 minutes into this game and it's already 7-7. We could be in for an entertaining night here.
Yeah, it looks like it. And let's not forget the 2 matchups that these 2 teams had last season went the Sparrows' way each time, but they also played in Sioux Falls. So we're seeing something here a lot different here with the Fury having that home field advantage.
Prefontaine puts the ball in the air. And Max Jackson on the return. He'll get to the 30, best starting position for either team tonight. And let's do a quick shout-outs. Robert Wright, Ashley Jackson, DeAndre Noel, Jay Ringgold, Thomas Robin Jr., John Bond, AJ Levy, Sonic02, and everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on YouTube. We thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us, as always, here at the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. Las Vegas, their first drive from their own side of the field. Here is Rahman, and he got hit as he threw the ball and went straight into the turf. Black made the tackle.
Yeah, we've talked about, being in the pocket as an SFL quarterback. You have to have that clock running in your head, and I think there Rahman just took just an extra second to just make sure all of his reads were correct, and as he went through that progression, he finally found the one that he liked, and it was just a millisecond too late.
2 receivers right, none to the left, and 2 in the backfield as Robin is under center. 2nd down and 10 for their own 30, going right to left in this first quarter. Dump off to Redford, and Redford gets back to the line of scrimmage. Great coverage by the Sparrow defense, as Johnny Summers made the tackle on Redford.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised they didn't go to Redford on either one of these 2 first portions of this starting series. It went to the air. Now they're going to have to go to the air again on 3rd down.
Here is Robin Jr. over the middle, wide open, right between the eyes of the Sparrows defense. And Brett Funk makes a statement on his first catch of the game up towards midfield.
Well, that's good to see that Funk is starting to get involved here. these are two wide receivers in Funk and Blades that are really going to need to step up this season for their quarterback. And just a really on-the-money pass right there by Rahman, and really confident in the pocket. Looking for Rahman really to take a step up this season. 13 touchdowns, 18 interceptions on 64 completion percentage. So we want to see a good season for him. His wide receiver stepping up this early is good.
Here's a handoff to Redford. Up the middle, and he's got a hole. And he trucks him in and keeps going all the way to the 32-yard line. A 20-yard run for Robert Redford. You said you wanted to see him, and there he is.
Well, he's got that grown man strength. We know that he's fast. We saw that on the first series. Now you see his power as he shuttles off number 24 for the Sparrows. Jay Ringo, the free safety. So, boy, let me tell you what. This is a dangerous combination. You've got a good, balanced offensive attack here, and we're seeing it come to life at home.
Just about 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Here is Robin. Plenty of time. Throws, and it's almost picked off. It was a diving attempt by Andrew Nyberg, and the ball hits the turf.
Yeah, Nyberg, they've got kind of a young secondary there in the Sparrows at cornerback. You got Nyberg in his second season, 9 pass deflections, 5 interceptions last year. And the rookie, John Barnhart, who we were high on in Dallas, was picked 13th overall. This guy's special. I think we're going to be calling his name tonight pretty soon.
Barnhart, one of the 2 rookies in this game. The other one is Thomas Rahman Jr. And there's a dump over the middle. That pass is complete to Brett Funk. He'll pick up 6 yards and sets up 3rd down and 4 at the 26 of Sioux Falls. Yeah,
now what do you do here, Michael? It's 3rd and 4. You're well into Sioux Falls territory. Do you trust your running back to get those 4 yards? Do you pass? One thing you don't want to do is go backwards because you're kind of there on the edge of field goal.
Let's see, they're going to pass over the middle. Almost picked off, and it was Nyberg again. He's got 2 dropped interceptions in 3 plays, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, great defensive play here just to get in front of the ball. Really 2 great plays on this series by Nyberg. Wish that, he wishes he could have got away with that one and grabbed it there, but just a little bit of a bump coverage there, and hoping that's within that 5-yard range. Actually, Michael, that could have been a penalty.
Well, here is Matt Rage, the 5'11", 180 kicker, who is 25 of 25 last year on kicks, but this one is going to be decently long, over 40 yards. Kick is up and away, and it is right down Main Street, so Matt Rage continues his perfect record. He is now 26 of 26 in the last 2 seasons, and Las Vegas takes the 10-7 lead.
Yeah, we were talking about, him as maybe a possible MVP candidate just because he was a perfect 25 of 25 last season and a real weapon for them, to get to the playoffs. So, good to see that he's still maintaining his course. We know how fragile kickers can be at times, and they can be perfect one season and then off the team the next.
From the 5-yard line, here is Riley Porter, and he'll get up to the 26, and the 26-yard line is exactly where Sioux Falls started on their last drive, and they went 2 plays and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, unbelievable offensive production so quickly. Again, I think the key to this game, as much as Colin Hart is just really a superstar, budding superstar in this league, Tyree, so much success in their previous game. I expect him to dial up his number plenty tonight.
Well, let's see how the Las Vegas defense rebounds here. Tyree steps back, throws to the far side. Sean Harrelson again is open. This time he's only going to get about 6 yards before he is tackled there on the sideline.
Yeah, and sometimes in this league we hear some of the coaches are down on those out routes, but just look at what it does for your playbook. 2nd and 4. Now all of these different options come available for you. If you want to try something deep, and miss, you're still 3rd and 4. You can run the ball. It's at 4 yards. It's pretty convertible. You can run another little out route and get your first down. So many options here.
Power formation. Tyree going to throw. Finds Colin Hart. Plenty of blockers out in front of him, and he's going to pick up the first down out to the 38. Quick gain of 7 yards, and they'll move the chains and continue marching down the field.
Yeah, that swing pass, let me tell you what, that is such an alluring thing for offensive coordinators. You know, sometimes they can get sniffed out, but then sometimes, like in that case, that's a free 6 yards and a first down because nobody touched him until he was past the chains.
Offset eye, single receiver each side on 1st and 10. Here's Colin Hart. He slips to the outside. He's got ahead of Steven. He's going to get the first down. What a second effort by Colin Hart. He pushes right through Harley Stone, who had him wrapped up a yard short, and says, no thank you, it's my first down.
Well, Michael, look at this. It's perfect blocking here. I mean, they just give him a clean alley to get 10 yards, and then the defender pushes him past the marker, giving Hart an extra couple and that first down. But the blocking was so good right there. I think even you might be able to get past get past that defensive line and get yourself 10 yards on that play.
It's very probable. Anthony Wilde was in on the tackle as well. Here's Tyree on 1st and 10 over the middle into the soft zone again, as it just looks like Las Vegas is leaving that area of the field wide open that time. Catch by A.J. Warren, his first of the night.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that we need to talk about is this wide receiver core for the Sparrows. I think they really underperformed last season. I say that, and they still made the playoffs and had a 7-5 record. Let's see what they do here.
And Hart will shake the tackle, first down to the Las Vegas 39 into plus territory. We're still in the first quarter, Steven. It feels like an hour has gone by already.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But if Colin Hart makes more runs like that and continues to run this clock, this game is going to speed up. You know, sometimes the blockers are there for you. Sometimes you've got to BYOB, be your own blocker. And that's what Hart was there as he trucked the defender to get those extra yards.
4 wide, 3 right, single left. Another delayed handoff to Colin Hart this time. He's only going to get 2 yards as he fell forward against the Las Vegas defensive line. Big tackle there on the play by Chuck Warsaw.
And knocking on the door of field goal range. So another solid series being put together by this Sparrows crew on the road.
And off. Hart right side. He's not going to get the first down, as this time he's wrapped up and dropped a yard short by Max Jackson, rather, from the other safety spot, came up and brought him down.
Yeah, if Hart was just a little bit more patient there, that would have been an extra 3 or 4 yards, I think, maybe even more. But what I'm amazed by is just the great job this crew is blocking for him and his vision. He's been absolutely terrific tonight.
With 10 seconds left in the first quarter, here's a 3rd and 2. Colin Hart gets a great block and gets a first down out to the 24. And you mentioned it, Steven. These blocks are fantastic as we've hit the end of the first quarter. The Fury 10, the Sparrows 7, but driving for some more. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Switch sides. Let's take a look at the uniforms tonight. Sioux Falls black helmets, white everything else with black numbers and yellow trim as they set up on the 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. This quarter going right to left. Tyree underneath to Harrelson, and Harrelson gets forward for 7 yards. And the hometown Las Vegas Fury black helmets, black jerseys, yellow pants with purple and gold trim.
Yeah, both teams looking sharp tonight, and they both have redesigned logos, and I know that both franchises are excited about their new identities.
2nd down and 3 from inside the SFL red zone at the 17. Handoff, Colin Hart tries to get away, but there was nowhere to go as Abner St. John ran him down.
Well, that's just a great job by the defense. They actually forced Hart to go back inside. Maybe if he bounces outside, uses that speed, he could have got the first down. Now we've got a 3rd and 3 here at the 17-yard line.
Looks like Tyree back in the gun now with 3 receivers, and he's going to throw on 3rd down. Pressure coming up the middle, and he's thrown back for a sack. Mike Johnson, first sack of the game, and it's a big one.
Yeah, Michael, I just think that this play took too long to develop, and that's what Tyree was here just waiting for his receivers to get open, but Johnson comes free early off the line. We know how violent and how fast he is. And if you're Tyree, you just got to either try to get out of the way or throw the ball away. Now you've had to take a sack and makes this a more difficult field goal attempt.
Looks going to be a 35-yard field attempt for Prefontaine. And he gets it away cleanly, and he puts it right down Main Street with his left foot. We got a tie ball game with 9:21 to go in the first. We're not at 10. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube.
Both of these offenses really doing well, moving the ball steadily down the field. They've stuttered here a little bit in the second quarter, not able to get it anything but a field goal on each side. But I really like what I've seen from both, and then we've seen some good defensive performance too. Just a really good balanced game for both sides. Both of these teams well prepared for this game.
Straight ahead goes Max Jackson to the 29. And Las Vegas will try and reclaim the lead here. Is it just me remembering wrong, or has the interception by Tyree in the first drive of the game been the only drive so far not to score points for either team? I think that's right.
I do. I haven't seen the punter out for either side. I don't think at all almost.
Robin over the middle. He's trying some of that soft zone that's been working for Tyree, and Blades gets a first down as he slides to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, this Ramen Blades connection really exploded in that wild card match that they last had with this team. 182 yards and a touchdown. You know, and this is a guy that on the season had 66 receptions for 814 yards and 5 touchdowns. So hoping to see much more from this wide receiver core of Funk and Blades.
First down for Sioux, for Las Vegas rather, and up the middle goes Robert Redford, and he'll get a hard-fought 4 yards right through the teeth of the Sioux Falls defense, who was finally brought down by Tyrone McGee.
That tells you how talented Redford is. That should have been a play that was stopped at the line of scrimmage, as the quarterback really just took the ball under center, turned around, and waited for Redford to get to him. But Redford's got so much power and speed, able to get 4 yards.
Here's a swing out to Redford, one-handed catch behind his back, and he picks up the first down. What can't this man do? Move those chains for the Las Vegas Fury.
It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Man, that little pirouette there that Redford are able to do. These are two teams that have just some exciting playmakers at the running back position who go far beyond just running the ball. These guys are excellent receivers in their own rights. They could line up on the outside if they wanted to, but we're just seeing their impact early on. And I think maybe one of the reasons why the numbers for the wide receivers aren't as big as maybe some other teams is because they utilize their running backs in the passing game so much.
5 wide on 1st and 10. Thomas Robin maybe looking to take a shot here with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half, but it's underneath. It was a trick, but it doesn't get them the first down. It only gets them 8 yards as the catch was hauled in by Simon Templer.
I love it. I love when an offense spreads out a defense like this, and we see this often with some of the best teams in the SFL. It just gives your quarterback like a buffet of receivers to go to, and if everybody's covering long like the Sparrows were there, you go short and get you 8 yards on first down.
Now 2nd and 2. Rahman to throw again out to the near side. That pass is complete. Another great catch, this time by Brett Funk. First down across midfield to the Sioux Falls 33.
You know, Michael, the one thing we really haven't seen is Las Vegas throw deep. We haven't seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of these short dink and dunk passes, but it's working for them. As Sioux Falls apparently came in with a game plan that they are just not going to allow anything deep by these receivers.
Sometime later in the game, they might have to go deep if they get behind. But for right now, here's another run for Redford up the middle. Breaks the tackle, and another one, and gets 12 yards and a first down. Up to the 22-yard line, Redford is taking over this second quarter.
Yeah, at times, Redford is the very definition of OP, right? This guy is super fast, will bust you up in the secondary. That's a nightmare if you're a secondary defender to see that number 28 coming downhill, going at blazing speed.
Now 1st and 10, just outside the red zone of the 22-yard line. They'll spread it out again, 4 wide plus a tight end. Robin over the middle. Incomplete. Knocked away with authority that time by the Sparrows defense. Jay Ringgold got a hand on it and batted it away.
Woo, that defender was toying with Rahman a little bit there. I thought it was a wide open receiver, just like Rahman thought. He threw the ball with confidence right down the middle of the field, and then the defender jumps the route, nearly comes away with it. Boy, what a defensive play.
And sometimes when you go too much to the spread offense, it can bite you. They're going to bring it back a little bit here on 2nd and 10. 2 receivers left, single right, 2 in the backfield. Rahman going to throw again. He pumps once. He drops it short to Redford with some work to do, and he's only going to get about 6 yards inside the red zone to the 16. He was tackled by Jay Ringgold, making plays on 2 consecutive plays.
Well, that's not a bad security blanket to have there in Redford as he threw the outlet there as the rest of the wide receiver core there was covered. But 3rd and 4 makes this very manageable. Let's see if they can convert here in the red zone for a touchdown.
5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Go into the end zone. That's caught for a touchdown. Put it on the board. Brett Funk scores for the Fury, and they take the lead back again.
Well, Michael, I thought this was a very dangerous pass, but number 24, or Jay Ringgold, just out of position slightly. I thought the receiver would have to jump to get that ball, but the ball was perfectly placed, and all he had to do was reach out and grab it as the defender was just caught a little bit out of position. Boy, that was a close one. Actually should have been, much closer than it was, but it works out for Las Vegas here at home.
It's one of my favorite things to see in a quarterback. If they can just arc the ball perfectly and drop it right into the hands of the receiver, and it's better when you can do it in the end zone because you pick up 7 points like the Fury just did. 5:51 to go in the first half. It's Las Vegas 17, Sioux Falls 10.
Yeah, I actually think that he threw it in the wrong place, Rahman. You don't throw that inside if you have a defender on the inside. Probably wanted to go back shoulder on that, but it works out just because I think the defender was out of position.
They're going to have just under 6 minutes to respond as a spin move by Riley Porter. Gets him up to the 26-yard line, but he paid the price for it. He was hit hard on the play.
And now the onus really falls on this Sioux Falls Sparrows offense, who've been clicking pretty well. But let's not forget, the only time they were able to get in the end zone was off after a huge play. So really big plays getting them those points. Now the onus of them to get back into the game here down 7.
Tyree pumps once, then goes down. It's not going to count as a sack because his arm was moving forward. But again, this Las Vegas front line gets to the quarterback, Byron Lewis, with the hit that time.
Yeah, Tyree needs to speed up his process a little bit as that pump fake really cost him. Probably wanted to go to someone deep downfield, but at the last second noticed the defender pulled the ball back. But when you got a guy like, Mike Johnson, Fast Johnson, being so disruptive, it opens up things for others.
We saw that at the end of the last drive. 2, and this time Tyree is going down. Mike Johnson has his 2nd sack of the night. He's been in the backfield all night against the Sioux Falls front line.
Yeah, and starting the season off strong, too. Had 11 sacks last season. Already has his 2nd in this game. As we mentioned, 6.5 in the last meeting. So you know that he's keyed up to have a big night.
Tyree drops, fires. Oh, what a dive! Right over the defense, and he is gone. Riley Porter, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Sioux Falls. The dynamite explodes, and the crowd is silenced.
Well, Riley Porter on the fade route instantly outruns the defender who's covering him, and then it's Max Jackson that has to deal with him in the backfield, and Jackson just mistimes. His attempt to try and grab that ball wasn't even close, something we're not used to seeing out of Jackson. But give a lot of credit there to Riley Porter. The speed with which he hit that fade route is what really put Max Jackson out of position. And, boy, we talked about the big play getting them the touchdown before. Another big play gets them, hopefully, here tied with this extra point attempt.
It feels like we're watching a battle of 2 very different offensive styles tonight. as the extra point by Prefontaine is up and good, and we're tied at 17. We've got the heavy hitter, big, strong in the Sioux Falls offense looking to land one big knockout punch at a time, and then the Las Vegas is the small guy, if you pardon my video game reference, a little Mac, if you will, who just tries to dart around the edge and land punches when he can. And right now, it's dead even Steven.
Dead even Steven, I like it, yeah. And you're right, two different kind of offensive philosophies, but both firing on all cylinders right now. Now it's really more of a question, is if, the defenses of these two teams, which one's going to step up first, which one's going to get a key turnover. We've already seen one interception in this game lead directly to a touchdown. Another one of these possible defensive takeaways could be the key to giving the edge to one of these teams that have just been neck and neck offensively.
And so how does Las Vegas respond after giving up another big play touchdown in the first half? Just over 5 minutes to go in it. Here is Rahman. He'll fire it out to Redford. Room to run. Shakes one tackle. Can't get away from the second one. He'll get 7 yards on the far sideline up to the 36.
Well, I'm amazed to see that stat we saw previously, that Redmond's only had 4 carries. I would swear he's run it 20 times in this game already. It just shows you the impact he's had, I think, in the passing game that we've just been saying his name over and over. But give a lot of credit to Rahman, too. I think he's grown a lot as a quarterback, and he's spreading the ball out pretty good.
On second down, here's Rahman, and he's going to be buried under a pile of sparrows in the backfield and lose 2 yards. Up there at the front was Nick Fargo and Alex Parker, and I mentioned them earlier in the first quarter that they're going to have to step up if they want to win this game, and they combine there for a huge loss of yards.
Yeah, maybe arguably the best linebacker core here in the league. Over 200 tackles combined, the two of them last season.
Rahman looking, plenty of time. He's got all day back there, and now he goes down. Coverage sack, and it brings up 4th and 12, and he was put down by Tyrone Black.
Yeah, simply nowhere to go with the ball. You'd expect a veteran quarterback. I know this is just his second season, but he's had a season under his belt. You just expect him to maybe tuck that ball and run or throw it away, not sit there and take the sack, waiting for his receivers to do something other than what their scheduled routes was, and it just took too long.
Now we're going to see the punter for the first time is Dustin McCrack for the Fury, one of the few contracted punters in the league, and he got a great boot. He pins Sioux Falls all the way at their own 35-yard line.
That's why you pay a punter for those kind of situations, and that pays off for Vegas as they misfire offensively. Michael, something we haven't seen hardly any of tonight.
As I said, that was the first punt of the game by either team. So now Tyree goes 4 wide on 1st and 10, looking for another big play. He stands in, plenty of time. Pump fakes, tipped, and it hits the turf after being batted around and pinballed through a couple of players on both teams. It was originally intended for Craig Hearn, the tight end, but it was a whirling dervish in there, and it's lucky that they didn't get picked off.
Yeah, what they called there was a 90 all slants, and they just had all 5 of those wide receivers go into the middle of the field, just converging, just a cluster of offensive and defensive players. So sometimes just don't know who's going to come out with it.
Looks like blitz package here from Las Vegas. They bring the house, and looks like, oh, Colin Hart ran right around everybody to the open field on the near side. 40, 30, is he going to get brought down? Yes. Inside the 25, down to the 24. Colin Hart says, I'll have a big play of my own, please, with a side of fries.
Well, we've talked about this Sioux Falls Sparrows blocking. It has been on point tonight, and Hart has the afterburners to take advantage of that blocking here on that play. As you mentioned, the blitz just ill-timed by Vegas, and Hart takes full advantage.
The Fury sent the house, and the house burned down around them. As a big play by Colin Hart. Now at the 24-yard line, Hart's going to get the ball again. Shuts a tackle in the backfield and gets 7 yards, and that's about 8 yards more than he probably should have gotten on that play.
If you are an SFL running back, your prerequisite, and it should be in your resume, for being one of the best in the league is you got to break that first tackle. And boy, Hart is the king of doing that. he will break that first tackle and get you those extra yards. If that tackle is made, that may be right at the line of scrimmage. Instead, now we're here at 2nd and 3.
At the 16-yard line, they're inside the red zone. Oh, it's a fake! And Tyree tried to sneak it up the middle, and he got 2 yards. Brings up a 3rd and 1. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, the quarterback draw out of the shotgun. You don't see it much simply because that's a lot of space to make up between him and the center just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
We have reached the Quip 2-minute warning of the first half. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Now with 2 minutes to go and a chance to put them in the lead, Sioux Falls down at the 15-yard line here on a 3rd and 1. Offset eye with 3 receivers, Tyree under center. Tyree to pass, short drop over the middle, and he drops a dive into the end zone. Put it on the board, touchdown A.J. Warren.
Wow, Michael, I just didn't expect that. And I guess the Curry defense didn't expect it as well. I thought they would run the ball or throw the short screen pass to Hart to try and just convert the first down. Instead, on 3rd and 1, they go for the end zone and find number 15 there on the slant route and made it look really easy.
That was another beautiful soft zone, which Las Vegas, I mentioned before, has been given up all night, the maybe 5 to 8 yard area. There's only one linebacker there, and that's really not enough to cover all of the wide receivers that Sioux Falls has available as Prefontaine puts the extra point up and good. 1:57 left to go in the first half here, and an exciting first half here in Las Vegas. Sioux Falls leads Las Vegas 24 now to 17, and Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibration. Brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months, covered for life with free shipping. Try for 30 days and support the SFL with the promo code in the scroll below. A portion of your purchase goes right back to the Simulation Football League. Quip, more wholesome, clean. As we reach under 2 minutes to go in this first half, Stephen, Max Jackson returns up to the 34. Sioux Falls, their big play offense is doing work right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they've got to see if their big play defense can stop Las Vegas and here at home. And they did a good job on the last series. It would do good for their momentum if they get a stop here going to halftime with the lead.
Handoff, Redford up the middle. He'll pick up 5, and I'll give him 4 as he was brought down by John Barnhart, the rookie corner who you praised so highly earlier in the broadcast.
Yeah, I did a full scouting report, had interviews with him, and really liked him. And we had a couple of picks in the first round, so we were hoping that he would drop to us, honestly, and he didn't drop to us. But we were glad that he landed with a quality crew and that he was going to have a starting role, and excited to see what his rookie season brings.
Redford buried again under Tyrone McGee. Las Vegas burns their first timeout. It'll bring up 3rd and 6. And one more tidbit on Josh Barnhart. He was the 13th overall pick in the draft this year. He replaces Chris Dodd, who flew the coop for London.
Yeah, after 3 seasons in Sioux Falls, flew the coop, as you mentioned, went to not just to another team, went across the pond and to another country to play.
4 wide on 3rd and 6. It's a delayed handoff to Redford, and it is going backwards. You mentioned that the Sioux Falls defense needed to have a big series, and they did. 4th down and 9, a 3 and out as the tackle was made by Zen Osaika.
Yeah, this defense sniffed that run out, which you would think on maybe 3rd down and long they would opt to pass, but they sniff out the run. I'm surprised that Sioux Falls hasn't taken a timeout here to try to put more points on the board.
Clock running down, under a minute to go, down to 45 seconds. Punt is snapped with about 40 to go. Oh, the punter, McGrack, had to move to his left to catch an errant snap, but he did get the ball away. And there's not going to be much on the return for Riley Porter as he gets up to the 27-yard line with 31 seconds to go, and Sioux Falls having all 3 timeouts. Shout-outs to G-Star, Jay Ringgold, Thomas Rahman Jr., A.J. Levy, Jason 1347, Gerald Smith, Sonic02, and everybody else watching on the Simulation Football League on YouTube on a Sunday night. Thank you for joining us. Tyree in the heavy set. Here's Colin Hart running up the middle, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage before he's tackled by Mike Johnson.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. The Sparrows, they have connected on some long bombs in this game. Why not give Tyree another opportunity to get the ball, even just in the field goal range? Instead, they're just going to settle to run this clock out.
2nd and 10 as the clock is going to hit 0 on the first half. They're going to get... I don't know why they did that. They ran another play to Colin Hart that went nowhere as the clock hit zeros for the first half. We will be back after the break. It's Sioux Falls 24, Las Vegas 17. We've got an entertaining one tonight on the SFL Network on YouTube. Stay with us.
Oh, Max Jackson there with the return, and looks like Las Vegas is going to get the ball at their own 28-yard line. Some interesting stuff there at halftime, some stats we want to go over. Sioux Falls actually had 300 offensive yards to Las Vegas' 145. They lead by 7 here as Ramen in the offense. Powers through to get 5 yards. Redford only 51 yards. I believe my math says 7 carries, maybe even just 6. So not really going to him a lot on the ground here, Mike.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I had accidentally turned my mic off at halftime. So
I got you.
Things happen. Thanks for having my back, Stephen. Michael Trillo, Stephen Mullinax, back with you in Las Vegas, Nevada. Fury down 7 in an entertaining game, as they've got a 2nd down and 5. Rahman dumps it short to Redford. Redford slips 1 tackle and then gets 2 yards out to the 35. And Stephen, if this second half is anything like the first, we've got an early contender for Game of the Week right here.
Yeah, I really thought we had the best slate just because of the fireworks that these two teams had the last time they met. A 48-34 matchup in the wild card round of the playoffs, and it's looking to be that kind of score possibly again tonight.
Low snap. Rahman corrals it, throws over the middle. 1st down in traffic. John Blades makes a nice catch and picks up 6 yards.
Rahman had a plethora of receivers he could have gone to there. Chooses to go to Blades, who had really good placement as far as where his route was, knowing what he needed to get past the sticks, moves the chains on that pass, gets a good 1st down and a completion for his quarterback.
1st and 10, I formation at the Las Vegas 39-yard line, going right to left across your radio dial in this 3rd quarter. Rahman stands in, now fires out to Redford, and Redford gets back to the line of scrimmage before he's tackled by a gang of white jerseys.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask of Redford. You know, he's been terrific tonight, but having to go up against 4 defenders, 4-on-1, that's even too much for him tonight.
We throw a spotlight on Alex Parker, the linebacker for Sioux Falls. 2nd and 10. Rahman again to Redford. This time some more space, and he's tackled from behind by Alex Parker. What an individual effort to bring down Redford.
Yeah, 6'3", 260. Did you see the hustle on Parker to get and track down Redford? There's not many players in the SFL who are that size, that possess that much speed as Parker.
That's why he is a 5-year veteran of the league and the Sioux Falls Sparrows defense. He's been there for it all, and he knows how to put those running backs on the ground. Now 3rd down and 5 over the middle. Almost picked off that time, as the other linebacker, Nick Fargo, had dropped in coverage and couldn't hang on to the ball.
Yeah, I actually think he had a wide receiver running free further down the field in number 86, but just didn't see him. And look, Rahman had all the time in the world in that pocket to find a target, and then your coaches are on the sidelines after that pass going, why did you go to him?
McGrack out to punt for the 3rd consecutive drive. We still have not seen the Sioux Falls punter Mac Mulholland at all in this game, as Riley Porter returns up to the 19-yard line, and they'll have the deepest starting position of any team so far in the game, but Julian Tyree and the rest of the Sioux Falls offense are definitely capable of working out of this situation.
Yeah, something about Julian, he loves playing this Vegas. I don't know if it's the uniforms or what, but 212 yards and 2 touchdowns, on pace for maybe a 400-yard day today. Tyree.
Offset eye on 1st down, hand off to Colin Hart, and Colin Hart lost 4 yards that time. Mike Johnson was in there along with Abner St. John and Joe Duggan.
Well, the defense just stacked to that right-hand side. That's where you would hope a veteran, specifically a 7-year veteran like Tyree would maybe opt out of that play, knowing they want to run to that side. But I guess he just has a lot of confidence in Hart, what he can do.
Tyree to Hart on the outside, and he'll get 2 of those yards back and make up 3rd and 11. And actually, that was the fullback, Ashley Anderson, who made that grab, first grab of the day for Anderson.
Yeah, and Ashley Anderson was a big name in this league just a few seasons ago, and was the leading running back here in Sioux Falls for a time, and boy, that was a great time for Sioux Falls, but now playing more of a role player role.
3rd and 11, 1st down! Sorry to cut you off, but what a play by Tyree. That is the 4th time he has converted a 3rd and 8 or more in this game, this time to Craig Hearn.
Feel free to cut me off anytime, especially for a play like this, as Hearn. We saw him early in this game, but then he kind of disappeared, Michael. And now we see him make a big 3rd down conversion.
They'll spread it out 4 wide, 2 to each side. 1st and 10 from the Sioux Falls 32. Tyree takes the snap, has plenty of time, looks way down the field, and it's picked off! He went for it all. And then the defender says, I'll have that cake and eat it too. Anthony Wyo makes the interception.
Well, this is the case of a defender running the route better than the receiver. He looked like an all-pro wide receiver there, didn't he? He just got in front of the ball and just perfectly timed it. Knew that was going to be a post route, almost as if he was in the other team's playbook.
Anthony Wyo, who did great things in Tallahassee, then came over here to Las Vegas last season to strengthen this secondary, makes the pick. Second interception for the Las Vegas defense today. First time they turned it into 7 points. Let's see what happens here. From their own side of the 50-yard line, Redford loses a yard back to the Las Vegas 44. Big tackle by Tyrone McGee.
Go back to the previous interception in Wyo. You talked about his success in Tallahassee. Great success he had last year here with the Fury. 111 tackles by a free safety, almost unheard of, along with 8 interceptions.
Make it 1 on the new season, and right up the middle goes Redford, gets the yard back and then some. Doesn't quite pick up the first down, but it'll be 3rd and 1 across midfield to the Sioux Falls 46.
Well, you see the speed. This guy is a home run threat. He's got those electric feet, and you saw as he kind of stuttered right there at the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden, it's almost as if there was a rocket that ignited on his back, able to push forward to get it to 3rd and 1 here.
Fury still have to convert the 3rd and 1. 1 receiver each side, 2 in the backfield. Gonna throw out to the near side. Pass complete for a first down to the 43. John Blades picking up another catch.
And that's a lot of trust in your wide receiver there. It's only 3rd and 1. You've got Redford in the backfield. Likely Sioux Falls thinks you're going to run the ball, so you throw the nice little quick out, and you have to rely on your receiver to stop at the out-of-bounds marker and make sure he gets those feet in.
Blades did just that. He was in the one-on-one matchup and looted the corner, and we've got Meandry's Laundry on the field for the first time, as this is a free play, and Redford says, free, I'll take it, and get a first down. And they're going to decline that penalty but the first flag on the of the game.
Neutral zone infraction, number 90, defense. The penalty.
And that is Tyrone Black, who's made a couple of big tackles tonight. That time makes the big mistake of jumping off sides.
Well, I thought Rahman made a big mistake here, not noticing the flag on the field and throwing it deep. I thought he should take a shot at the end zone with that free play. But it turns out it was a big play anyway, just because of the speed and power of Redford.
On 1st and 10 from the Sioux Falls 27 after the declined penalty in the run by Redford. Rahman going to throw to the far side, pass complete, and stepping out of bounds after a gain of 5 is Brett Funk. MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Use the promo link in the window below. A portion of your purchase directly supports the SFL. Give the gift of comfort with 100% satisfaction guarantee. Free shipping and returns. Signature soft and stretchy. MeUndies. 2nd down and 5 for Vegas from the 22. Quick drop, throw out to Redford. Redford gets a yard before he's run down. Another great tackle by Alex Parker.
Yeah, and they keep testing Parker, and I'm not sure why. This guy has come to play tonight, and he's been right there to wrangle Redford when it's been a one-on-one between those guys. Parker has got the better of Redford so far tonight.
Now 3rd and 4. Real pressure 3rd down here from the 21. Down by 7. Rahman looks a little duck of a pass out there, and because the pass was so slow in getting to the receiver, John Blades couldn't pick up the first down, and he only gets 3 when he needed 4.
Let me tell you what the key to this play was the pressure up the middle by the defense. They showed this a couple plays before on this very series, but they were just able to get so much push. Here they go, trying it on 4th down possible.
4th and 1. Oh, they got it the jump off sides. It goes to the end zone. It's caught by Blades, but Blades was well out of bounds. But, oh, man, you usually never see that work, and they got the jump. MeUndies Laundry on the field. 2nd time in 3 plays a Sioux Falls Sparrow has jumped off sides.
And they got it so quickly. This time, Rahman recognizes it, throws the ball in the end zone just to see what happens. And a Actually, a really awesome one-handed catch by Blades. Just too bad he was out of bounds. That would have been on SportsCenter for sure.
So now, the Fury with 4 downs and inside of 10 yards. Well, no, because it's only half the distance to the goal from here. So it's from the 13-yard line. A chance to tie this game at 24. 4 wide receivers set. Rahman looking, throwing near side. Blades makes the catch, but his momentum was carrying him the wrong way, and he could only get 5.
Yeah, just really awkward way to catch the ball. I'm not sure if it was thrown behind him or not, but that little adjustment just ruined any chance of him actually getting to turn upfield and get significant yardage.
My bad on the last play. He picked up 2, maybe 3, not 5. 2nd and 8 from the 10. We're going to continue this empty back set. Rahman, pressure in his face, goes over the middle to the goal line, and Blades couldn't push the ball across the pylon. Oh, no, it's 1st and goal. Blades celebrated like he'd scored a touchdown, but no hands in the air from the officials, so we're going to do it again on 1st and goal.
Yeah, he might have thought he got into the end zone, but boy, what a great timing play between Rahman and the receiver there. That's just all about practice time and putting in that extra work, knowing where your receiver's going to be.
I saw Blades celebrating and thought he'd scored. Here's a handoff. Robert Redford, can he get in the end zone? No! Great penetration by the Sioux Falls defense and a great tackle by Jay Ringgold. Or rather, A.J. Levy, 42-24, same difference.
Well, this is key here now. If they can get a stop here at the goal line, this could be a momentum shifter here for Sioux Falls, who has a 7-point lead and wants to keep it.
They pushed Redford back a yard, so now 2nd and goal from the 2. Redford gets it again, and he's going to be stopped again. This time, Nick Fargo makes the tackle, and he's going to lose another yard.
Yeah, they've got the linebackers here at Sioux Falls that can take care of the run, and here they just did a good job of anticipating what the play is going to be. Now here on 3rd down, do you let Rahman loose and let him throw it in the air, or are you going back to Redford?
I formation with Redford nodding. 3rd and goal from the 3. This is a huge play with 1:40 and counting to go in the quarter. They're going to give it to Redford, and Redford finally finds the end zone. Put it on the board. Las Vegas is an extra point away from tying this game.
Give a lot of credit to the big uglies up front, able to give Redford just enough space to get skinny and squeeze himself into the end zone. But just look at the valley of black shirts that opens up at the very last second to allow Redford the open space to get in the end zone. Boy, I really thought that Sioux Falls had really keyed in on that running back, and we're going to be able to pull off a tremendous stop at the goal line. Instead, looks like we are 1 kick away from tying this game.
And that kick will come from the foot of Matt Rage. And it is up and good. So with 1:37 to go in the 3rd quarter, Las Vegas 24, Sioux Falls 24. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. It's time for the Score Stream Out of Town Scoreboard presented by Score Stream. Let's take a look at the other games going on right now around the SFL. Right here, it's 24-24. The Denver Nightwings and Indianapolis Spitfire have the Spitfire up 14-10 in the early in the 3rd quarter. And in the 2nd quarter, it's Vancouver leading Atlanta 14-3. From the earlier games this week, Thursday night, Alaska fell to its first defeat, regular season, that is, in over 2 seasons, as they lost to Baltimore 23-10. St. Louis beat Dallas 35-29, and Tulsa beat Oklahoma City 27-10. And that is the scoreboard update presented by ScoreStream. First down for Tyree. He finds A.J. Warren over the middle, and A.J. Warren picks up 8 yards. If you want to follow the SFL and never miss a live score, download the ScoreStream app from the iTunes and Android App Store.
Yeah, that particular pass play there, I think that's a result of Sioux Falls having so much success on that left-hand side to going deep that the coverage shaded towards the deep end of the field, allowing for that short out route pass.
Tyree short drop. plays to Hart, and Hart got gobbled up. He was still trying to secure the ball, and Max Jackson buried him to the turf.
Yeah, now that's the Max Jackson we know and love, right? 6'3", 232 pounds, 98 tackles, 9 interceptions last season, 1 defensive touchdown. The playmaker, able to make the open field tackle on Hart, who's not an easy guy to bring down.
Hand off Hart. He breaks a tackle, gets to the outside, and picks up a first down to pick up 4 yards up to the 36-yard line of Sioux Falls. Under a minute to go now in the third quarter, and we haven't seen as much big play offense in the third quarter. Still entertaining nonetheless, as Sioux Falls doesn't have to snap it here if they don't want to. But they are going to go 4 wide plus a tight end. 6 seconds to go in the quarter. They're going to snap it to Tyree. Tyree over the middle. It is complete for 7 yards, and that ends the third quarter of play. Put your 4s up in the chat. We've got 1 quarter to go in a tie ball game. Fury 24, Sparrows 24. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Offset eye on 2nd and 3. Tyree gonna go down. Another sack for the Las Vegas defense. Mike Johnson with his 3rd. He's got a hat trick tonight.
Yeah, just going off. He just, in the same way that Tyree just loves playing Las Vegas and has really great games against them, the same way for Fats Johnson. And these two kind of warring it out in this game, and you got to figure that either one can make a big play to open this game up. Another
pressure 3rd down. This is where Tyree has thrived this game, and he's going to do it again. Another great catch by Harrelson across midfield to the 49. 3rd down conversion for Sioux Falls is off the charts tonight.
Yeah, this is a completion that should not have been made because Johnson, once again, he blew up the center right into Tyree's lap, making Tyree throw that one really early. Harrelson, good job of coming down with it.
Tyree wide open. Colin Hart out of the backfield gets 9 yards, and something I wanted to bring up a little bit ago. We're at the start of the fourth quarter, Steven, and we are no closer to figuring out who's going to win this game than we were about an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're right. We saw an offensive explosion in the first half. In the third quarter, we saw a bit of a lull, and I think, it's because halftime adjustments are real. And these defenses started to key up on what the offense is doing. They've just both been playing well, and it's equaled out.
And off Colin Hart, 1st down and more. Easy running for Hart up the left side as he gets up to the Vegas 33.
Yeah, there was a little congestion on that handoff. I think Tyree actually got hit by an offensive player as he was trying to hand the ball off to Hart. So there was a little congestion there, but the veteran, the 7-year veteran there, and the quarterback able to rustle free and give Hart the ball just in time to get that gain.
Another tackle by Max Jackson on the play. He's had himself a quietly good night from the safety spot. They're going to run this power formation again. This time Tyree going to throw to Hart on the outside, and he can't get away from the thunder that was rolling down on him. Abner St. John makes his 2nd tackle for loss tonight.
Yeah, 275. If Abner St. John gets his hands on you, even if you're Colin Hart, you're going down. Just too much weight and too much speed on that big old linebacker. Surprised, actually, we haven't called his name more in this game, but they're really doing a great job. Make this 2nd and 10.
Tyree to throw this time. He's going to go over the middle. Oh, and Harrelson! I said he was going to go over the middle. He actually went to the near side, and Harrelson caught the ball but was out of bounds.
Well, I actually was going to remark, Michael, they're already in scoring range. Without really making a big play, they've just been chipping it down the field steadily. Here, this is a big 3rd and 10. Obviously, one thing you do not want is a Fats Johnson sack here.
Another pressure 3rd down coming up for Tyree with 4 receivers. Tyree takes a 7-step drop, and his pass is knocked away. Put to the ground by the Vegas defender, who was Lincoln Hawk. And you mentioned it earlier, non-contracts making big plays, and we saw it right there, and we're finally going to see a punt by Max Mulholland.
Yeah, they're right on the edge. You know, they would be about a 50-yard field goal, opting not to use their kicker here, opting to play the game of just a field possession control. I had totally lost that word right there. Field position game, excuse me.
Bounces inside the 10. Oh, what a play by the Sioux Falls special teams. Down at the 8-yard line, Zach Zimmerman downs the ball for the Sparrows, and the field position game is strong, and the Fury are going to have to start in the shadow of their own end zone.
Yeah, actually it was Bobby Carpenter that actually knocked that ball down. I mean, how many times, Michael, have we seen a special teamer misplay that ball and either run it into the end zone or knock it the wrong way? Here, just perfectly knocked it down and allowed this to be at the 8-yard line.
Redford gets the edge and picks up 4. He had a great block to spring him there by one of the offensive linemen. I couldn't really tell who it was, but the right tackle should be lauded on that play.
Yeah, and I think, again, these linebackers for Sioux Falls, they've done a good job of corralling Redford. Now, Redford's had his times here, not on the field at this particular moment, but he's had a pretty good run. But I think these linebackers did a really good job tonight of really containing him.
Robin to throw to the outside. Pass complete. Out of first down out to the 18. Stretching the ball across the pylon was Robert Redford, and they'll move the chains.
And that was Redford. He wasn't in the backfield. They lined him up as a receiver on that play. Something we mentioned earlier in this game. These running backs could be receivers, and that's how Vegas used him on that previous play.
Single receiver each side, 2 in the backfield on 1st and 10 for the Fury. In this fourth quarter, going left to right with black uniforms, yellow pants, and red trim as Redford, hard running, picks up 3 yards. He was brought down by the Parker-Fargo combination. Also, Tyrone Black was in there as well. And so you see the stats there on the screen. He's 9 of 9 receiving as Redford.
Yeah, 47 receptions last season, but this is a big receiving game for him.
Rahman to the near side, caught by Blades, and Blades able to turn it upfield and get a first down up to the 31-yard line. He's probably had the biggest receiving night for the Fury over his counterpart, Brett Funk.
Yeah, this is the dream of any of these out routes, is that the receiver's going to be able to catch the ball and have enough room and separation from the defender to turn the ball up. So many times when we see those receivers, their momentum will take them out of bounds. But here, Blades, in that connection with his quarterback, able to get the ball just soon enough to turn upfield and get that first down.
Here's a handoff, Redford right up the middle, and he's going to get 7 yards. It looked like for a second he was going to get a lot more than that.
Yeah, and it looked like he ran through that same gap that he got that touchdown run on. That combination of the outside tackle and the guard able to spread things open there in this defensive line and create just enough space for the speedy Redford to go through.
Rahman changes the play at the line. He's got offset eye behind him and 2 receivers right. Rahman throws right. He's got Blades, and Blades has got a first down. Give him 4 yards up to the 44.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of a play that puts 2 receivers in the same area. But what it does do for you is that if your receiver is able to catch the ball, the other receiver that's near him can act as an instant blocker. And sometimes you can get some big plays off of that. But I tend not to like those plays because it just puts 2 defenders in the area as well.
Another first down for Las Vegas. Has been a very efficient drive that started at their own 8-yard line. Dump off to the fullback underneath. And he gets 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. And that's the first time we've called the name of, well, wait, who caught that ball? As a tight end, Randy Pofo.
Yeah. I'm surprised, Michael, that both of these teams have really gone a bit conservative here. We're not seeing long bombs. We're seeing pretty short passes and just trying to get kind of into field goal range. This clock is ticking here.
Just over 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Rahman under pressure, throws down the field. What a catch in traffic. First down across the 50 to the 43-yard line. That time it was a catch by Kurt Kling, who made the first touchdown catch for the Fury in the first quarter.
Wow, well, just great movement in the pocket by Rahman as he felt the pressure come right at him, right from the center, able to just step aside barely to the right a little bit and make that great completion.
Rahman, this time plenty of time, dumps it short. That's Popo again. I won't forget his name this time as he picks up 3 yards on the tight end screen.
Yeah, and I think the pressure, I think that's what they're trying to do, is negate the pressure that Sioux Falls is getting right now. They are getting a lot of penetration from that through their offensive line, and that's just causing Rahman to make some really quick decisions. And you see the result there is he's having to do some things in the pocket or throw it quickly to make these plays and make even minimum gain.
Here we go, 5 wide on 2nd and 7. Rahman taking a shot, and one-on-one coverage, it's knocked away. Great coverage on the outside. John Barnhart, the rookie, coming up big against Brett Funk.
And I'm not mad at Rahman for making that pass. You know, it's one-on-one coverage, 50-50 ball. Throw it up there. Your receiver had inside leverage, had an opportunity to come down with the ball. Can't really ask for more than that.
But now that brings up a 3rd and 7, and again an empty backfield here for for Las Vegas rather. Rahman, pressure coming, he gets the pass away, and it's caught amidst the cloud of sparrows. John Blades again is having a night to remember here in week 1.
Yeah, this play almost didn't happen. The ref gets in the way of the receiver. Blades just makes a better, more athletic play than number 43, the referee out there. You know, you got to already contest with this great secondary at Sioux Falls. Now you throw in the ref, too. You got to beat him. But just good job by Blades to come down with the ball and ignore the stripes.
Not quite R62 out there, but it is R41, almost getting in the way of the play. Rahman, 7-step drop, fires near side, passes caught by Blades. Blades inside the 5 and down to the 2 before he's finally dragged down by John Barnhart.
Well, that's the deep outs play. The thing with that play call is that takes time to develop. That means you need time in the pocket. And Rahman just gets a great protection from his offensive line, able to sit back there after a 7-step drop, find Blades on a deep out route, get him the ball early enough to where he doesn't run out of bounds. And boy, what a big game, 1st and goal in Vegas, and take control of this game late in the 4th here.
Last time they were here, it took him 3 plays to score. This time, Redford, he's not going to get anywhere. He went backwards again, lost another yard to the front line of Sioux Falls.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call Redford's number here. They had confidence in him on a 3rd down and goal, able to punch it in after 2 prior attempts. I don't expect them to change, but they're coming out with no running back here.
No running back. 3 wide receivers inside the 5 on 2nd and goal. Rahman surveys the defense, takes the snap, 2 minutes 50 to go. He moves in the pocket. He goes down back at the 9-yard line. I don't quite know what the plan was, but whatever it was, it didn't work, and Morton made a sack.
And that is a blessing in disguise because it looked as if Rahman was going to try to throw across his body. And how many times have we seen that be picked off by the defense? So getting the sack, that might have saved them from a worse fate.
But now 3rd and goal at the 9. 5 wide receivers on the field for the Fury. Just over 2 minutes to go in the ball game and a tie game. Oh, he threw it short, and he's not going to get there. The receiver only got 4 yards. He needed 9. Simon Templer made his 2nd catch of the game, but was kind of left out on an island. We have reached a quip. 2-minute warning. Las Vegas 24, Sioux Falls 24. You will not want to miss the ending of this one. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Now, Matt Rage puts his perfect record on the line to try and give the Fury the lead with 2 to go. And some chip shot range, 22 yards. He puts it right down Main Street, Las Vegas 27, Sioux Falls 24. But something tells me, Steven, that we are not done seeing scoring in this game just yet.
Well, you know what? Tyree was on pace to have another career day here against Vegas, but has cooled off here in the second half, so he's going to have to warm things up with him and his wide receivers and Hart in order to try and get back into this game. Now, they don't need to score a touchdown. A field goal will tie this game. They've got 3 timeouts and a minute 57 dropping.
And they'll have a minute 54 on 1st and 10 from their own 24. And we touted the return men for both of these teams, Riley Porter and especially Max Jackson, at the top of the broadcast, and neither one of them has really done anything spectacular today.
Yeah, but Jackson, he's made some really jaw-dropping plays, and if this thing gets tied up and he gets an opportunity to make a return somehow, that's just a dangerous proposition.
Tyree under pressure, throws to Harrelson across the middle, up to the 40-yard line. Here comes the up-tempo offense. They'll get set again. The Fury defense racing to get back. Max Jackson barely gets set before Tyree gets to under center. Tyree changes the play at the line. A minute 32 to go and counting. Tyree snaps the ball, stands in the pocket. There's a penalty flag. Leandre's laundry on the field as Harrelson gets 20 yards and gets to the opposite 40.
Let's see what this call is here.
Oh, it's holding. Oh my. What a time for holding. Joey Holt pushes Sioux Falls back and negates a 20-yard gain.
And the play happened so quickly, I don't think that it would have mattered if he would have just let his defender go. I mean, it just happened so fast. And all the momentum now just gets sucked. The air gets sucked out of the sidelines, out of this offense that was just going so well.
Tyree in the gun. Nobody with him. 4 wide receivers. First down and 20 with a minute 27 to go. Tyree stands back, throws over the middle. That pass is caught up near the first down. He got 17 yards on the play. The big play offense is rearing its head once again. And they've got the Las Vegas defense staring down a deer in the headlights and over the middle. The ball hits the turf. It looked like it hit Van Allen in the back. And it's going to be 3rd and 3 from their own 47-yard line for the Sparrows.
And this is where it pays off to have a 7-year veteran under center. This guy, he's made a lot of mistakes in this league, and he's made some great plays, and he's been in these situations time and time again. So there's no rush. There's no worry. 3rd and 3. They're going to have 2 downs to convert this.
Hail Mary formation, though. Tyree looking, throwing wide open over the middle, out to the 40-yard line. It's Craig Hearn again. His 3rd catch of the day. They've all been 3rd down conversions.
Yeah, and a little too comfortable for my means. I'd take a timeout here. They're letting that clock run. There's not yet into field goal range, but even still, if you can get this one in the end zone, put this game away, you want to do that. Need time to do that.
Under a minute to go, they're going to run it. Here's Cody Hart, or Colin Hart, rather. It starts with a C. It was close enough. He's going to get 6 yards, and the up-tempo offense coming up. Sioux Falls still has 3 timeouts. Clock down under 30 seconds to go. Snap with 23 seconds. Tyree over the middle, almost picked off. It was in and out of the hands of Chuck Warsaw.
I'm not sure what Sioux Falls is thinking here. Just terrible time management, in my opinion. Go ahead and use that timeout. See if you can try to get something near the end zone here and give you a chance to win this game right now. It just seems to me, Michael, they're playing for a tie, and that is no certainty at this point where they are in the field.
So they only need 3 points to potentially send this one to overtime, but now the game could hinge on these next 2 plays. 3rd and 4, Tyree pumps, then goes over the middle. John Harrelson, all reliable, down to the 20-yard line, timeout. Oh, it's not Harrelson. I stand corrected. It is Turin James, his 1st catch of the day, and what a big one this is.
And we've seen this play multiple times on this drive. This is a spread out 5-receiver set, and then they're all slanting them into the middle and then allowing Tyree just to find the open receiver. But this is the 15-second point. I was about to say this. This is the time where SFL teams like to go for a field goal instead of trying for the end zone. If it was 16 seconds on the clock, it may be different.
The game on the foot of Sammy Prefontaine here. Kick is away. No good! Missed it wide left! And that just handed the game to Sioux Falls.
They were just played a very dangerous game in time management here and opting to go for the field goal with 15 seconds left instead of giving your offense a chance to maybe get it closer, maybe get a touchdown and win this game. As you said, they just let this time management here at the end. They gave this game away, not taking anything away from what Vegas has done tonight, but that was just poor clock management by the Sparrows.
That will do it. It is over. All that Las Vegas needs to do is kneel it one more time, and Thomas Robin will lead the Sioux Falls Sparrows, or the Las Vegas Fury, to their first ever win over the Sioux Falls Sparrows. And Steven, this was a fun game.
It was. And you know what? It comes down to kickers in the end. Vegas makes an investment on their special teams, brings in a contracted kicker, has a contracted punter, and that's the difference in this game. The missed field goal by Sioux Falls, who doesn't have a contracted kicker, right? They have a role player who comes in, and it was certainly capable of making that kick, but the pressure, being in Las Vegas's house, this opponent crowd got into his head, and he missed what should have been a pretty easy kick. But the Sparrows did him no favors by the way they managed the clock in the end.
Final kneel for Rahman. That'll end the ball game. Final score 27-24. Las Vegas beats Sioux Falls and goes 1-0. Don't go anywhere. Tomorrow night, 7 Central Time. 3 SFL games to close out Week 1. San Francisco hosts London. Chicago hosts Queen City, and New Orleans makes the travel to Houston to play the Hyenas. That'll do it for us. Steven, it was a fantastic game. Great to get to call a game with you. Final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think we see why these two teams made for the best late, I think, tonight. They are just so even-keeled. And, I think it comes down to home field advantage. Sioux Falls won the last 2 at home. Vegas gets the advantage here with that home crowd, that home cooking, that sleeping in your own bed in Week 1. That stuff does make a difference. We saw here. They were able to squeak by the Sparrows. But, again, Sioux Falls had this game, at least a tie, in their hands, and they squandered away. They'll be thinking long and hard about this.
That'll do it for us. For Stephen Molinax and the rest of our broadcast crew here in Las Vegas, Nevada, I have been your play-by-play commentator, Michael Cirillo, saying so long, and we'll see you next time.